Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're doing another episode in my Create This Book 2 series. This is episode number 28 and I'm going to be completing 3 different pages or prompts on video and kind of explaining the process as I do them. If you want to see the entire playlist, it is linked in the description box as always. So let's get going. So the first prompt says create a self-portrait. Essentially, you're supposed to make a page about things that make you you. So I decided to just kind of do a collage style page of all the things that I'm really passionate about or enjoy doing. And I'm definitely missed like a couple of things now looking back on it, but I still had a lot of fun with this page because I didn't really have a plan going into it, and I just kind of designated different sections of the page to different things that I really like. So this first corner is all about travel. So I found some old photos and ticket stubs from previous trips that I had laying around in like an old travel journal, so I decided to incorporate those here, and also some little photos from this brochure that's like probably from like 2018 or something that I still had lying around from Ireland. And then I also used watercolors and markers just to kind of color it in and make it look super fun and colorful. This next section is for like science and medicine, or like healthcare, I guess. And I started with a watercolor background, and I dug around in some of my old school notes and cut those out to put in here, and also like some old practice questions. And then I decided to draw some things just to kind of make it look a little bit different, kind of like a sticker, I guess. So I did that on some white pieces of paper and then glued those on top. I just kind of kept on layering everything to make it look really colorful and fun. I'm outlining the lettering here with some black markers, and then in the blank spaces I'm just drawing out some biochemistry things. Not gonna lie, I had to look back on my notes to be able to redraw these, but it was kind of fun to revisit that. Of course, there had to be a section for crafting and art, and I wanted to make this one as like crazy colorful and like doodly as I possibly could. So I have some washi tape, some stickers that I found. I used watercolors, markers, stickers, scrapbook paper, pretty much anything that I could find to just make it super fun and doodly. So this next section is for like working out and running, and I drew some like barbells on a separate piece of paper to glue those on top, and I also drew a runner, which honestly looks kind of better than I expected, so that's awesome. And then this next section, I have cats. I'm obsessed with cats, so of course it had to go in here. And at this point I realized that there were so many other things that I wish I could have put on here, but I didn't have space for because my page was already completely full. But nonetheless, it was like such a fun little page. Oh, here we go. I have a cooking section. So I love cooking, so I drew some fruits and vegetables, cut those out, and kind of put that around there, or group that around the title. So this is how it went. Like I was saying before, I did not get to fit everything on here, but the page is just so fun, and I love how it turned out and kind of how everything blends into one another. The next prompt says create a makeover. Essentially, you're supposed to find something that needs a makeover and kind of do it before and after. So I have a separate piece of paper here, and I decided to make over a little mushroom house because I love house makeovers and I like drawing mushrooms, so it's the perfect combination. You can't really see, but I drew this out in pencil first, and I wanted to use watercolors just for something different. So I began by painting kind of just a base layer with these koi watercolors that I'm using. And as you can see, my mushroom house has expanded quite a bit with lots of different parts to it. In the background, I have a forest, so I'm just going in with some brown and like black and green. I wanted to make it kind of messy in the background and like blend together. I feel like I have not painted enough, I haven't painted anything like this before, so it's always fun to experiment with that. And I'm just painting the base here, adding a little river and a bridge and some shadows for the trees, and then I got to decorating all of the different things. So I have a before and after section, And I'm outlining everything with this black Muji gel pen just to kind of make all the lines a little bit more distinct. And then I could add details like windows, some little fairy lights, flowers on the grass, and stuff like that. I outlined all of the edges with black just to change things up from my typical page. And of course I had to add sequins to it kind of as the lights for my after section. So I glued that into my book once I was all done, and this is how the page turned out. I love the mushrooms. I like painting mushrooms, and I think they're so easy and fun to doodle with, and also the addition of all the fairy lights around the new mushroom house is really cute, and of course the sequins make everything great.
Nostalgia runs right through my veins, and slowly the memories flooded with sadness.
And the final prompt for today's video has the prompt create a repair. But essentially you're supposed to destroy the page somehow and then fix it. Because I have completed pages on both other sides of the book, I had to destroy a page that I had already done. So I chose this one because it was a little bit easier to destroy compared to the other one, which was more collage based. So I'm just binder clipping everything in place because this stupid book does not stay open. Unless I like use extreme measures to keep it. So I began by ripping this page. Yes, it's very sad, but it honestly ended up looking fine after I completed finishing it. And I was originally going to complete it while the other part of the page was in the book, but then that was just going to be impossible. So I had to rip out the entire other page and then repair it and then put it back in. So I decided to repair it kind of like a quilt, so I'm using fabric for this. And then while I'm at it, I just made a little quilt to go on the other side, no big deal. Yeah, I like sewing, so this was really easy and kind of a fun therapeutic thing to do. And then in the background, I just did some watercolors to look like pieces of fabric, added some little lines to look like it was sewing, some buttons, and that's how it turned out. This was a really fast page to do, which I really needed after both of those other pages that were a little bit time consuming, and I think it turned out really well. And you can see flipping over to the previous page, I think it still looks fine. So yeah, that's how this one turned out. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know which one of the three was your favorite. I think I'm gonna have to choose the mushroom page. I don't know. It's a close between the mushroom page and the self-portrait. They're both cool, but yeah, let me know and I will see you in my next video.
Forever just won't do. There can't be enough life when it comes to loving you. So I'll try my best not to cry.